Today we're taking a look at Illinois versus Ohio State match, which is happening on Sunday, March 14, 2021, and giving you my betting tips and predictions in general on this game. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. The top conference in college basketball will wrap up its tournament on Sunday afternoon when the number 3 Illinois Fighting Illini take on the number 9 Ohio State Buckeyes in the Big Ten championship game. Illinois finished second in the regular season and reached the final with an 82-71 win over the number 5 Iowa Hawkeyes as a 3-point favorite on Saturday to improve to 22-6. Ohio State is headed to the title game as the 5th seed after taking down the rival number 3 Michigan Wolverines 68-67 as a 5-point underdog to improve to 21-8. These teams met twice in the regular season, with each winning as an underdog on the road. Illinois leads the competitive all-time series 69-61. Ohio State stumbled into the Big Ten tournament with 4 straight losses but has earned wins on 3 straight days here in Indianapolis after dispatching Minnesota, Purdue, and then Michigan. The Buckeyes improved their record to 21-8 overall on the season by upending the Wolverines on Saturday. Against Michigan, either side led by more than 4 in the first half with Ohio State down 1 at intermission. The second half saw the Buckeyes trail by 1 midway through before ripping off a 14-2 run to take a 56-45 lead with 8:19 to play. Ohio State led by 13 with 4:19 to play and still was up 8 with 1:55 to play before going scoreless the rest of the way. The Buckeyes saw their lead trimmed to 1 in the final minute but survived when Michigan's Mike Smith missed a potential go-ahead jumper with 2 seconds to play. Ohio State shot 42.1% from the field, including 12 of 22 from three-point range, and held Michigan to 35.1% shooting in the contest. Dwayne Washington Jr. led the Buckeyes with 24 points and 6 rebounds in the victory. The Buckeyes are putting up an average of 77.3 points per game on the year, putting them 49th in the nation in scoring offense. Ohio State pulls down 36.1 rebounds a night while handing out 13.1 assists, 180th per game. The Buckeyes are average defensively as they allow 70.4 points per game, putting them 187th in scoring defense. Justice Suing is third on the team with 10.5 points plus 5.7 rebounds per contest this season. Dwayne Washington Jr. contributes 15.5 points a night. E.J. Little puts up a team-high 16 points plus 6.4 rebounds per contest while C.J. Walker chips in 9.2 points plus 4.4 assists a contest. Kyle Young, Zed Key, Justin Ahrens and Eugene Brown are key pieces in the rotation for the Buckeyes. Ohio State shoots 46.1% from the field as a team on the year. The Buckeyes knock down an average of 8.1 triples a night while sinking 36% from beyond the arc. The Ohio State Buckeyes reached the title game thanks to a narrow 68-67 win over Michigan on Saturday. Dwayne Washington Jr. led the Buckeyes in scoring, rebounding, and assists with 24 points on 9 of 20 shooting with 5 threes, 6 rebounds and 4 assists, while E.J. Little had 18 points with 3 threes, 5 rebounds and 3 assists, as the only other double-digit scorer for Ohio State in the winning effort. Seth Towns added 4 blocks while C.J. Walker had 7 points with 4 assists of his own in the victory. The Illinois Fighting Illini got to the championship with an 82-71 win over Iowa on Saturday. Kofi Coburn led the Illini in scoring with 26 points on 11 of 17 shooting with 8 rebounds while Ayo Dosunmu had 18 points on 7 of 16 shooting with 7 rebounds and 9 assists to lead the Illini in the assist department. Alex Curbelo had 12 points with 7 rebounds, 3 assists and 3 steals to cap off the scoring in double figures for Illinois in the victory. DeMonte Williams also has a team-high 9 rebounds as well in the victory for the Illinois. The Ohio State Buckeyes look for another win after beating Michigan on Saturday. The Ohio State Buckeyes are averaging 76.8 points on 46% shooting and allowing 69.9 points on 42.8% shooting. Ij Little is averaging 16 points and 6.4 rebounds, while Dwayne Washington Jr. is averaging 15.5 points and 2.9 rebounds. Justice Sueing is the third double-digit scorer, and CJ Walker is grabbing 3 rebounds. The Ohio State Buckeyes are shooting 36.1% from beyond the arc and 77% from the free throw line. The Ohio State Buckeyes are allowing 34.4% shooting from deep and are grabbing 32.8 rebounds per game. The Illinois Fighting Illini look for another win after beating Iowa on Saturday. The Illinois Fighting Illini are averaging 80.7 points on 50% shooting and allowing 68.5 points on 40.9% shooting. Ayo Dosunmu is averaging 21 points and 6.2 rebounds, while Kofi Cockburn is averaging 17.3 points and 9.7 rebounds. Trent Frazier is the third double-digit scorer, and Andre Curbelo is grabbing 3.8 rebounds. The Illinois Fighting Illini are shooting 38.2% from beyond the arc and 68.6% from the free throw line. The Illinois Fighting Illini are allowing 33% shooting from deep and are grabbing 37.5 rebounds per game. So here's my 3 betting suggestions for that game. Ohio State is 10-3 ATS in their last 13 neutral site games and 5-1 ATS in their last 6 games as an underdog, while the over is 5-1 in their last 7 games following a win. Illinois is 6-0 ATS in their last 6 games overall and 13-3-1 ATS in their last 17 games against a team with a winning record, while the over is 4-1 in their last 5 games as a favorite. The underdog is 7-2 ATS in the last 9 meetings between these two teams. I get Illinois being favored here, as the Illini just flat out took it to Iowa in Saturday's semifinal. But this just feels like a situation where Ohio State is getting way too many points. Illinois will have the 2 best players on the floor in Cockburn and Dosunmu, but that adversity hasn't stopped Ohio State from hanging in and winning games throughout the Big Ten tournament. I think this is a 2-point game whichever way you have it, so give me Ohio State and the points here. My first betting advice for you is to pick Ohio State plus 5.5. Honestly, Ohio State is just Iowa, but with an easier road to the conference championship game. Similar to the Hawkeyes, the Buckeyes are elite offensively with serious defensive issues. In fact, Ohio State actually boasts slightly worse offensive and defensive efficiency metrics than Iowa. Ohio State finished 12-8 in the conference, while Iowa finished 14-6. Plus, Ohio State went 9-7 in quad 1 opportunities this season, while Iowa went 8-7. However, in the tournament, Iowa ran into Wisconsin and then Illinois, while the Buckeyes' road to the championship game consisted of barely beating a hapless Minnesota team by 4 after leading by 14, barely beating Purdue in overtime after blowing an 18-point halftime lead, all while the Boilermakers shot 15 for 27 from the free throw line, barely beating a severely shorthanded Michigan team by 1 after leading by 13. Part of the reason why the Buckeyes had value at 5-1 was because of the slightly easier draw. However, Ohio State has really struggled closing out games. That should cause concern for Ohio State fans as the Buckeyes prepare to play the best closer in college basketball in Dosunmu. This dominant Illinois team just dispatched Iowa with relative ease, winning by 11 as 3-point favorites. There is literally zero reason to expect Illinois won't similarly dispatch Ohio State. My second advice for you is to pick over. Both teams have been playing well in the Big Ten tournament, but it's hard to overlook that they had dropped their final 4 regular season games leading into the tournament. That included a defeat at home to this same Illinois team that they have to try and find a way to beat. The Buckeyes rode hot perimeter shooting against Michigan, but had to white-knuckle it out after nearly blowing a 13-point lead in the final 4:19 of the game. Illinois does an excellent job of controlling the glass on both ends, as they are 34th in offensive rebounding percentage and 10th in offensive rebounding percentage allowed this season. The Fighting Illini clamps down defensively, and Cockburn does damage inside to give Illinois the victory here. My third advice for you is to pick Illinois for the money line. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.